Archangel Michael says, God is whispering a promise into your spirit. Your soulmate will appear this Friday, and the place where your hearts will meet has already been written in the quietness of heaven. Don't miss this divine moment that is drawing near, because some doors do not stay open forever, and this one carries the fragrance of destiny. From the very beginning, God has held the blueprint of your life gently in His hands. Every joy, every sorrow, every delay, and every tear has been carefully seen, collected, and remembered by the one who never forgets. He knows your heart's quiet longings, the ache of loneliness that you've tried to hide, the silent prayers whispered through sleepless nights, and the faith that has kept you going even when you could not see the road ahead. Type 555 to trust God's plan for your life. In the stillness of this sacred moment, heaven leans close, and God speaks with the gentleness of a father who knows exactly what your soul has been waiting for. You have walked through valleys, trusting even when it hurt, choosing love even when life felt cold, and holding on to hope when everything around you seemed to fall apart. And now, your faith is about to blossom into something beautiful, because the one you have prayed for, the soul that was made to walk beside yours, is coming. This isn't chance or coincidence. This is heaven's timing. This is the answer to the ache in your spirit that never left. God has already prepared the place, the moment, the glance, the smile, the conversation that will change everything. There is no need for fear, no need to doubt. What God sets in motion cannot be shaken, and when He says it is time, even the winds and the stars listen. You may feel unsure. You might be wondering if you're ready, or if you'll recognize this sacred gift when it stands before you. But God is not sending someone who will confuse your heart or cloud your mind. He is sending peace in the shape of a person. Someone who will not only see you but cherish the parts of you the world tried to overlook. Someone who will pray with you, walk in faith beside you, and speak to your soul like sunlight through stained glass. What if you could unlock a secret brain wave that top scientists discovered inside the hippocampus, the very switch that signals wealth and abundance? Hidden from the public for decades, this breakthrough can rewire your mind to attract prosperity faster than you imagined. Picture the stress of bills replaced with financial freedom and new opportunities. Every delay is a missed blessing, and those who act now are already walking into the wealth you deserve. Step forward before the door closes. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate this ancient money wave and step into abundance today. Your waiting has not been in vain. Your patience has not gone unnoticed. Every time you said no to what was not meant for you, you were making space for what heaven had already prepared. Every lonely hour was not empty but full of God's quiet work, shaping you both for each other, guiding your paths until they meet at last. And when they do, you will not need to force, chase, or question. You will simply know, deep in the quiet place where God speaks, that this is the moment He promised. So, take a deep breath and let peace fill the space where fear once lived. Rest your heart in the truth that what is coming is not something you must strive for but something you must be open to receive. This love will not come rushing in with noise or chaos but will enter gently, like Jesus walking across the stormy waters to meet you where you are. Your soulmate is not just a partner but a vessel of God's love made flesh. They are someone who has been walking their own road of healing, hope, and preparation, just like you. Heaven has been whispering your name to them too. And when your paths cross, it will feel like coming home to a place you've never been but always belonged. Type 1111 if you agree. This Friday will not be just another day. It will carry the breath of eternity. So open your heart, open your hands, and let God guide your steps. Don't retreat. Don't close the door in fear. Don't miss the moment that could change your life forever. Trust that your Heavenly Father is not just the God of promises but the God of perfect fulfillment. He has written this chapter with love. He has sealed it with grace. And now, all He asks is that you walk forward in faith, with eyes open to the quiet beauty He is unfolding. Your soulmate is not far. They are close, closer than you know, drawn by the hand of the one who made you both. Heaven rejoices in the love that is about to bloom, and I, Michael, am here to remind you that you are not walking into this alone. The angels go before you, the Spirit lives within you, and the love of Jesus Christ surrounds you like a soft, unshakable light. Do not turn away, remain until the end, because this message holds strength for your heart. Many times, you have walked through seasons where the silence felt louder than the promises, where prayers seemed to echo without answers, and where your heart questioned if this kind of love was truly meant for you. But even in those quiet, aching places, God has been near, never distant, never absent. He has been building a foundation beneath your feet, steadying your heart for what is now drawing near. Love, the kind that comes from God, is not hurried or confused. It doesn't rush in like a storm and leave you questioning. It arrives with peace, with clarity, with the quiet certainty that this is exactly where you are meant to be. That kind of love has a rhythm that mirrors heaven, a rhythm you will feel as soon as your eyes meet the one God has chosen for you. The beauty of this promise isn't just in the moment of meeting. It is in everything that leads up to it. It's in the healing that had to happen first, the growth you've experienced, the lessons that shaped you. It's in the courage it took to keep believing when nothing seemed to be happening. Every step, every tear, every prayer has brought you closer to this day. God has not forgotten you. He has not overlooked you. He has been working all things together for your good, even the ones that hurt, even the moments you thought were wasted. There is no wasted time in the hands of God, only preparation for what He knows will matter the most. And love, real, lasting, God-ordained love, is one of His most precious gifts. This is not about fairy tales. It is about faith. It is about two souls, created to reflect the heart of Jesus, coming together to walk in light, truth, and unity. This is about finding someone who knows how to kneel with you in prayer, who speaks to your spirit with kindness, and who sees you not for what the world labels you, but for who you truly are in God's eyes. The place where this will all begin has already been chosen. It might not be grand or obvious. It might be a quiet moment in a familiar space, or a chance encounter that feels wrapped in peace. But you will know, not because of butterflies or excitement alone, but because of the peace that settles into your chest and the still, small voice within that says, "This is right." Type Amen if you believe. God's timing is not always easy to understand, but it is always perfect. He has waited with you. He has watched you grow into the person you are today, and now, He is ready to bring you someone who has also been growing, waiting, and preparing. Two hearts that have been shaped by His love are about to collide in the most gentle and sacred way. Do not let fear close the door that God is opening. Do not let doubt silence the voice of hope. This is the season of fulfillment. This is the moment heaven has whispered about for so long. And even though you may feel nervous, remember, you do not walk into this alone. The Spirit of God is with you, surrounding you with light, guiding your steps with care, and lifting you gently toward all that is about to unfold. The shift in your destiny is not a threat, but a gentle reminder that moments of great promise require courage. Your heart was made for love, not because it is easy, but because it is holy. And what is coming is more than just a connection. It is a covenant, a joining of two journeys into one divine purpose. So walk forward with peace in your chest, with eyes wide open and a heart ready to receive. Let go of the past, release the fear, and step into what has already been written for you. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. The one who was created to love you with faith, patience, and kindness is being drawn to you even now. This Friday is not just a day on the calendar, it is a turning point, a divine appointment, a sacred thread woven into your story by the hands of God Himself. A mysterious 9-word prayer once sealed inside a private government vault is now resurfacing, and people everywhere are seeing financial breakthroughs overnight. Experts say it triggers a long silent part of the human brain responsible for abundance and wealth attraction. It takes less than 30 seconds to repeat, yet it's turning struggle into prosperity. Thousands are reporting cleared loans, sudden cash inflows, and unexpected blessings. Click the link in the description and comments before this secret disappears again. There have been seasons where you felt forgotten, where the silence felt endless, and the ache of longing sat quietly in your chest. You have carried the weight of waiting with grace even when your strength felt small. And yet, through it all, you never stopped believing. That flicker of hope you kept alive, no matter how dim it became at times, was your soul holding on to God's promise, trusting that what He began in you would not be left unfinished. The love God is bringing into your life will not ask you to shrink, hide, or pretend. It will not confuse your heart or make you question your worth. It will come with gentleness, wrapped in honesty and grace, speaking to the deepest parts of you in a language only your soul understands. This is the kind of love that doesn't arrive to rescue you, it arrives to stand beside you, to walk with you, to grow with you in faith, through joy and through trials. Your soulmate is not perfect, but they are being perfected through God's hands just like you. Their story, like yours, has been full of moments that felt like detours but were really part of the preparation. Every closed door, every goodbye, every season of stillness was not a delay, it was divine alignment. Two hearts being refined on separate roads, both led by the same shepherd, both learning how to love well, so that when they meet, they are ready to recognize the gift standing before them. Type 1818 to claim miracles. The place has already been shown. You may not realize it, but God has already passed over that space with His presence. He has whispered over it, blessed it, and filled it with quiet promise. On that day, your heart will be gently stirred. Something in the air will feel different. Not louder, not grander, but still and right. That is the language of God, peace that speaks louder than any sign, and calm that stills all confusion. This kind of meeting is more than an introduction, it is a confirmation. A quiet knowing. A warmth that unfolds without explanation. You will not need to guess, chase, or question, because the peace of God will be with you, and that is how you will know it is Him who has brought this moment to life. Do not let weariness steal this promise. Do not let the enemy plant fear where God has sown hope. This love is not based on timing the world understands, but on a divine rhythm that moves with perfect grace. Your job is not to make it happen, but to remain open, to stay soft, and to let God lead your heart without resistance. There is courage in staying tender, in believing again, in saying yes when the moment comes. God sees the effort it has taken to keep your heart open after all you've faced. He sees the tears you didn't speak of, the loneliness you carried quietly, and the longing you never let bitterness ruin. And now, He is ready to give you something beautiful. Not as a reward for being strong, but as a reflection of how deeply you are loved. This isn't just about a partner, it is about a journey with someone who understands that love is sacred, who walks with God, and who sees the eternal in the everyday. Someone who prays when you are weary, laughs with you in light, and holds you with reverence in the quiet. You are not being given a fleeting feeling, but a holy connection, a love that reflects the patience, compassion, and endurance of Christ. So breathe. Let your spirit rest in the assurance that you don't need to strive, perform, or prove anything. You only need to be who you are, a beloved child of God, worthy of being seen, chosen, and cherished. You are already enough. You are already ready. And heaven is already smiling upon what is about to unfold. God has seen the moments when you felt like you were standing on the edge of hope, unsure if you could keep believing, yet you kept walking, even when your heart felt fragile and your spirit was tired, and that quiet strength within you did not go unnoticed in heaven, because every tear you shed in faith, every prayer you whispered into the silence, became a seed planted in the garden of God's timing. And now those seeds are beginning to bloom in ways your heart never imagined. Type 999 if you trust Jesus. You have carried chapters of loneliness, seasons where you smiled while your soul felt empty, and times when you gave love freely but received only silence, yet through all of it, you never let your heart turn cold, you never allowed bitterness to take root, because somewhere deep inside, you still believe that love created by God is real, and that kind of hope is not small or weak, it is a testament to the Spirit living within you, gently reminding you that God is faithful, and His timing is always wrapped in purpose. Your soulmate has walked their own path of waiting and wondering, perhaps feeling the same ache you have carried, the same prayer rising from their heart late at night, and God has been shaping them too, healing what was broken, softening what had hardened, teaching them to love with a heart like Christ, so that when they stand before you this Friday, you won't just see a person, you will see God's promise standing in human form, imperfect yet chosen, ordinary yet holy in the way they mirror the love of Jesus through their kindness, patience, and grace. The place where your hearts will meet has been gently prepared by God's hands, and though it may not appear extraordinary to the world, it has already been touched by His presence, blessed by His whisper, and aligned with His perfect timing, and when you arrive there, something within your spirit will settle, not in excitement alone, but in peace, the kind of peace that does not shout or rush, but rests softly in the heart and tells you that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Do not let your fears rise louder than your faith in this moment, because fear will try to tell you that you are not ready, that you could be hurt again, that love is uncertain, but God is asking you to trust that this time is different, not because life will suddenly become easy, but because He is at the center of it, guiding every step, steadying every breath, and His love is strong enough to catch you if you tremble, to hold you if you hesitate, to remind you that you are safe in His hands. Buried deep in forgotten archives, a 9-word phrase once hidden from the public is now transforming ordinary lives. Neuroscientists call it a wealth frequency activator, because it awakens a part of the brain that naturally draws prosperity. It takes just seconds to speak, but the change can last a lifetime. People are waking up debt-free and financially secure. The page could vanish at any moment. Click the link before it's gone for good. This is not a promise built on fantasy, it is built on sacrifice, on patience, on countless days where you chose to wait rather than settle, on nights where you cried but still whispered, "God, I trust you," and heaven heard every word, gathered every tear, and now the weight of your waiting is transforming into the sweetness of fulfillment, and the love that is coming will not demand you to prove yourself, it will not ask you to earn affection, it will simply receive you as you are, beloved, cherished, and whole. God has not overlooked a single detail of your life. He has seen the way you have chosen hope over despair, the way you have stood still in faith when everything inside of you wanted to give up, and the way your soul has kept singing even when the song felt broken. All of that endurance, all of that inner beauty, has been seen and loved by the Father, and now He is preparing to reward it not with a temporary blessing, but with a soul whose very presence will feel like a deep, exhaling breath of home. The person you are about to meet has been shaped by the same hands that shaped you. Their journey has not been perfect, but it has been real, full of learning, stretching, and surrender. They, too, have faced heartbreak and healing. They have been molded by mercy and humbled by grace. And just like you, they have held on to a quiet longing for something true, something sacred, something that carries the scent of God's presence, rather than the noise of the world's confusion. Type 2323 if you trust in God. This Friday is not simply a turning point in your life, it is a page being turned in your soul's story, one that was written long before you drew your first breath. And the place where your eyes will meet, the atmosphere that surrounds you, will not carry thunder or spectacle, but stillness and certainty. That is how heaven moves. Not always with noise, but always with power. You may not recognize it right away with your eyes, but your spirit will know. There will be a quiet familiarity, a peace that doesn't need words, a pull that feels more like remembrance than discovery. And that's because your souls were always meant to find each other. Not because it's easy, not because it's perfect, but because it's holy. Because when God writes love, He doesn't write it in fading ink, He engraves it into eternity. You have waited long, and maybe your heart has grown tired, wondering if it would ever be your time. But this is the beauty of God's promise. It does not expire. It does not waver. And when it is finally fulfilled, it feels like the sunrise after 1,000 nights of darkness. Not because everything becomes simple, but because suddenly, you are not alone in the journey anymore. You will walk side by side, not only as companions, but as reflections of God's goodness in each other's lives. You will pray together, laugh together, cry together, and grow together, not as two people trying to fix each other, but as two souls chosen to walk in step, lifting each other closer to the heart of God. This love will not rush you or demand perfection. It will offer space to breathe, time to bloom, and grace in the moments when life feels heavy. It will be built slowly, intentionally, with truth as its foundation and faith as its guide. And in the quiet moments, when the world is still, you will look at each other and silently know, this is what God meant when He said, "It is not good for man to be alone." Let your heart be still, even if it beats with anticipation. Let peace be your companion in these days before your soul encounters what it has long waited for. Keep your eyes open, not in anxious searching, but in calm awareness. The path is unfolding, and you are not missing anything. You are exactly where you need to be. Heaven does not rush. Love that is built by God arrives gently, not to overwhelm, but to bless. And as you step into the moment God has ordained, may you walk not with fear, but with quiet courage, knowing that the one who wrote your beginning is now writing your becoming. This week may feel different. Time might move slowly, or your thoughts may drift into wonder more often than usual. That is not by accident. It is the Holy Spirit gently shifting your awareness, making room in your soul for something beautiful to unfold. Every breath you take in peace, every moment you surrender your fear, becomes an offering that invites God even deeper into your story. You are not only waiting for love, you are becoming love. You are becoming someone who listens with compassion, who speaks with gentleness, and who carries the quiet strength that comes from walking closely with Jesus. Your life has already been touched by God's hands in ways you do not always see. And now, He is about to reveal one more piece of the picture He's been painting for years. Type 555 to receive miracles. Your soulmate is not just a gift for you, they are someone who will be blessed by who you are, too. The warmth you bring, the way your soul glows with kindness, your faithfulness in hard times, your laughter, your honesty, your prayers, these are all treasures that God is entrusting to another soul who will hold them gently. And just as you are being prepared to love, they are being prepared to receive your love and to give theirs in return, not from a place of lack, but from a place of wholeness rooted in Christ. What is coming will not resemble the things of the past. It will not repeat the pain you've survived. It will not echo the heartbreak that left you questioning your worth. This is different because God is the author. And when He writes a chapter, it reads with peace, purpose, and promise. You do not need to protect yourself from something that was made for you. You do not need to fear the love that God has sent. There is no need to rush. Love that is holy unfolds gently. It honors your pace, respects your heart, and meets you with steady presence. It listens deeply. It prays alongside you. It speaks truth, not to correct, but to comfort. And most of all, it stays. Not because of what you offer, but because of who you are, and who God is within you. You do not need to know how everything will unfold. You do not need to prepare the words to say or plan every moment ahead. All you are called to do is remain present. Keep your heart in the light. Continue to live with open hands. Trust that what is meant to be yours will never pass you by when you are following the path of Christ. God is not a God of confusion. When the time comes, and your paths align, you will feel a peace that doesn't demand explanation. Your soul will breathe in a way it hasn't before, not because the other person is perfect, but because the connection is real, rooted in grace, wrapped in understanding, and watered by the prayers you have both lifted to heaven. And if you feel afraid, remember this: fear does not mean the promise is wrong. It simply means you are stepping into something sacred, something bigger than yourself. Let that fear be a signal, not to retreat, but to press into God even more deeply, to let Him steady your heart and remind you that you are safe in His plan. Type yes to affirm. You are not late. You are not behind. You have not missed your moment. This Friday was written for you, chosen for your joy, and surrounded by God's gentle hand. Trust it. Rest in it. Walk toward it not with pressure, but with peace. Something holy is drawing near, and it has been coming for you all along. This week is not like the others. There is something sacred flowing through each moment, something gentle brushing against your awareness, like the first signs of morning light touching the earth after a long night. That is the nearness of God's promise, soft, faithful, and full of mercy. It does not rush, but it never fails to arrive. Just as the dawn always returns, so does the fulfillment of what God has spoken over your life. What if a simple 7-minute sound frequency could awaken a forgotten brain signal designed to pull wealth toward you like a magnet? Backed by shocking CIA files and neuroscience, this discovery is now changing lives everywhere. Think of debts melting away, promotions arriving, and abundance flowing freely. This is the one moment that can rewrite your future, but only if you claim it now, because hesitation will only keep you chained to the same struggles. Click the link in video description and comments below to experience the hidden wealth wave and let your financial destiny shift in your favor today. You may notice little things: peace in places where there was once restlessness, clarity in your thoughts, calm in your breathing. These are not coincidences. They are signs that heaven is preparing your soul to meet something real. Not just a face or a name, but a heart that has been shaped in parallel with yours. Someone who has walked through different trials but has learned the same lessons of patience, forgiveness, and trust in God. This kind of love cannot be forced into being. It arrives in quiet strength, unannounced yet undeniable. You won't need to chase after it or question if it's right. Your soul will feel the difference. There will be peace, not because everything will suddenly be easy, but because the presence of God will be so near that fear will have no room to grow. Do not mistake the stillness for inaction. God is always working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see the details. He is arranging the hours, guiding the feet, softening hearts, and weaving together two separate lives into one story that will glorify His name. That story begins with two people who are willing, not perfect, not complete, but willing to love like Christ, to forgive often, to listen deeply, and to walk in humility. And as this love draws close, don't forget who you are. You are a vessel of God's grace, not because of what you have done, but because of who He is within you. The beauty of your soul has been built through trials and tears, through laughter and waiting, and that beauty will not go unnoticed by the one who was created to walk beside you. You are not too much. You are not lacking. You are not forgotten. You are exactly the person God has been preparing, not just to be loved, but to love with truth, patience, and gentleness. The soul that will meet yours has been longing for the very presence you carry. They have prayed, just like you, to find someone who reflects the light of Christ, not in perfection, but in honesty, faith, and devotion. There is a sacred softness in what is about to unfold. You will not need to convince anyone of your worth. You will not have to carry the weight of proving yourself. Real love, when given by God, sees you as you are and stays. It holds space for your story. It lifts you in your weariness. It chooses you, not just once, but daily, because that is how God loves, and that is the kind of love He is sending into your life. So as Friday nears, rest your heart. Let go of the need to control. Let go of the pressure to predict what will happen. Just stay close to God. Talk to Him in the still moments. Invite Him into your thoughts. Let Him remind you that you are not waiting alone. He walks with you. He walks ahead of you. And He walks beside the one who is coming toward you. The final steps of this waiting season are not about doing more, they are about being present, being still, and trusting deeply. When love arrives, you will not have to search for signs. The peace will speak for itself. The moment will feel gentle, quiet, and holy. And you will know. The waiting has not been wasted. Every moment of wondering, every quiet prayer whispered in the dark, every time you chose to believe even when it hurt, these have all been gathered by the one who sees everything. They were never moments of silence. They were moments of planting. And now, your harvest is near, not because of your striving, but because of His faithfulness. Type 777 if you walk by faith. Love that is truly from God doesn't come to fix your life or to rescue your spirit. It comes to walk beside you through both the joy and the struggle. It comes with gentleness, not force. It comes with listening, not demands. It arrives with eyes that see past your surface and hands that carry the weight of life together with you. This is what is coming. This is the soul heaven has chosen for you. You have been molded through the years, your heart softened by sorrow, your strength formed through broken places, your faith made unshakable in the silence. And so has the one who is coming to meet you. Though their path has been different, the destination has always been the same, toward you. Two hearts shaped by grace, moving forward in hope, both carrying their own scars, both ready now to love in the way God intended. This connection will not arrive to create perfection, but to build peace. You won't need to force anything. There will be no pretending, no striving to impress. Just a stillness that wraps itself around your shoulders like warmth at the end of a long storm. A feeling that you are finally seen, not for what you do, but for who you are, and that being who you are is enough. As this Friday draws near, the world may continue to move quickly, but your heart is being called to move slowly. You are being invited to walk softly into this moment, aware of every breath, every detail, every stirring of God's nearness. This is not the kind of moment that needs to be rushed. It is the kind of moment that asks you to pause and receive. There is beauty in the ordinary that heaven touches. The encounter may happen during a routine moment, a place that seems familiar, a time that feels like any other. But don't be fooled by what the world calls ordinary. God often works His wonders through quiet simplicity. And when your eyes meet, when your spirits recognize each other, it will feel like finding something you never knew was missing, but had always hoped for. You have not waited in vain. You have not believed in vain. The ache in your chest that longed for something more was not foolishness. It was your soul remembering the echo of a promise that was always real, always alive, and always meant for you. What God has prepared cannot be undone. What He has written cannot be erased. This love will not erase the past, but it will help you carry it with greater strength. It will not silence your pain, but it will sit with you in it and hold your hand until you find peace again. It will not solve every problem, but it will remind you that you are no longer facing them alone. This love will pray with you, not just for you. It will speak blessings over your dreams and never shame your wounds. So walk into this coming day not as someone who is hoping for a miracle, but as someone who knows they are loved by the one who performs them. Trust in what you cannot see yet, because what you are feeling in your spirit is real. That gentle pull, that soft hope, that quiet joy, that is the sound of heaven moving. Let yourself believe again. Let your heart be light, not because the world is perfect, but because God's promise is true. The place is prepared. The time is near. And the one who will love you not just with words but with action, not just with presence but with prayer, is already on their way. Type 333 to welcome blessings. What's coming is not just about love between two people. It's a reflection of God's heart for His children, a glimpse into the kind of love that is patient, nurturing, forgiving, and steady. This kind of love does not arrive in chaos. It will not make you feel small or unsure of your worth. It is gentle. It is calm. It meets you where you are and walks with you, hand in hand, toward the future God wrote for you both long ago. And the person coming your way is not a stranger to God, they are His child too, someone He's been shaping with the same tenderness He used to shape you. Every chapter of their life has been leading them to you, just as yours has been guiding you to them. And when your paths finally meet, there will be no need to explain what can only be felt with the soul. What if the missing piece to financial success wasn't luck, but a hidden frequency inside your brain waiting to be switched on? Once activated, this ancient signal unleashes waves of prosperity, opening doors to opportunities you never thought possible. From sudden windfalls to long-awaited breakthroughs, it's transforming lives daily. Want to see how? Click the link in the video description and comments below to tap into the money magnet brain wave and begin your journey today. Others are already awakening this hidden signal and watching their lives transform. Do not be the one left behind while abundance passes you by. You may feel waves of emotion as the day approaches. That's the movement of your spirit responding to the closeness of something sacred. Don't be afraid of it. Let it come. Let it remind you that you're not imagining things, you're feeling the soft tremble of heaven shifting things into place. That quiet stirring in your heart is the echo of a promise being fulfilled. The one who is coming has also had to wait, to trust, to heal, to hope. They've had to let go of what wasn't for them in order to make room for what was always meant to be. They've cried out to God for something true, something rooted in faith, and they've been prepared, just like you, to love with grace and to walk in the same light that has guided your steps through seasons of loneliness. And when you meet, there won't be fireworks or thunder. There will be peace. Not because life will suddenly be perfect, but because your soul will recognize something eternal in their presence. It may start with a conversation, a shared smile, a glance that lingers just long enough to stir something quiet inside. But it will grow. It will unfold in the stillness, not with pressure, but with patience. Love that comes from God is always gentle with timing. It honors where you've been and makes room for who you're becoming. It doesn't demand a performance or place burdens on your back. It brings comfort. It speaks truth. It forgives quickly. And it stays, not because it's easy, but because it's rooted in something stronger than emotion. So keep your spirit steady. Keep your eyes soft. Keep your heart open, even if it trembles. This isn't the end of a story, it's the beginning of a chapter that has been waiting to be written. You won't have to chase this moment or wonder if you missed it. What's meant for you will find you, and when it does, it will feel like something inside of you exhaling for the very first time. There's nothing you need to do to force this. You don't need to search or strain. Just walk with God. Let Him carry your worry. Let Him calm your racing thoughts. He's not asking you to be perfect for this moment, He's asking you to be present for it. To be aware. To be grounded. To believe that you are worthy of something this beautiful. Let the peace of this truth rest over you like a warm covering. Let it soak into the deepest parts of your soul. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. And the love that is coming has been marked with your name from the very beginning. Type 1212 if you believe God is guiding you. The moment God has prepared for you has not arrived suddenly. It has been forming over time, in moments unseen, shaped by His perfect understanding of your heart. The path that led you here may have been painful, full of days where your prayers felt unanswered and your hope wore thin. But God was never silent. He was building, preparing, weaving together every detail in love. And now, the season of waiting has reached its turning point. You have been faithful, even when your heart ached. You have been obedient, even when the road felt endless. And heaven has not only watched you, it has celebrated your courage. God has stored up your tears like precious rain and watered the soil of your soul until it was ready to bloom with something eternal. Your soulmate has felt the same ache, though in a different way. Their journey has also been one of learning, surrendering, and growing. They, too, have searched for something deeper than this world can offer, something that carries the weight of truth and the warmth of real love. They have been formed not by ease, but by grace, and when your hearts finally meet, it will feel like two flames that recognize the same fire. This love will not arrive in confusion. It will come with clarity. You won't need to ask if it's right, because the peace you feel will speak louder than words. There will be no need for masks or performances. You will be seen, just as you are, and accepted without question. That is the beauty of a love born in God's timing. It doesn't demand, it receives. It doesn't rush, it honors. It doesn't control, it invites. As Friday approaches, protect the stillness in your heart. The enemy will try to stir fear, to whisper that it's too late, or that you're not ready, or that you somehow don't deserve what's coming. But none of those lies belong to you. The truth is this: you are deeply worthy, not because of what you've done, but because of who God says you are. You are chosen. You are loved. And you are ready, because God Himself has said so. There is no need to overthink or plan for the meeting. You won't need to perform or prove anything. You need only to be yourself, fully present, fully open, and fully trusting. This love will unfold naturally, like a melody that's always existed, finally finding the words to its song. God will be with you in that moment. His Spirit will go before you, walk beside you, and remain within you. The place has already been touched by His hand, and the timing is in perfect alignment with His will. What you feel now, the softness, the stillness, the sacred weight of something near, is not imagination. It is the whisper of heaven drawing you closer to what was always meant to be yours. You are not stepping into a moment, you are stepping into a promise. And that promise will not disappoint. It will not fade. It will not shatter. Because it was born from the heart of the one who cannot lie, and who only gives good and perfect gifts. Nothing about your journey has been wasted. The detours, the delays, the heartbreaks, the silent seasons, all of it has been carried in the hands of a loving Father who knew that in order to give you something lasting, He first needed to protect you from what was temporary. There were doors that closed not to punish you, but to lead you towards something deeper, something sacred. And now, that sacred thing is almost here. This love is not the kind that the world talks about. It's not loud or dramatic. It's not built on fleeting feelings or surface-level attraction. It is slow, steady, and rich with grace. It is a love that will sit beside you in silence and still be speaking volumes. It is a love that will not walk away when life becomes difficult, but will hold your hand tighter and remind you of who you are, God's beloved, chosen, and never alone. Type 888 to open doors of abundance. You may feel the temptation to overthink or to brace yourself in fear. But God is asking you to release the burden of what if, and trust that He has already prepared both hearts to meet in His peace. You don't need to protect yourself from this love. You only need to receive it with the openness and softness that comes from knowing you are safe in your Father's plan. They tried to hide this ancient 9-word prayer for decades, but it's finally been exposed, and those who speak it are seeing money flow into their lives in miraculous ways. Scientists reveal it awakens a neural pathway tied to abundance, joy, and opportunity. It's short, powerful, and life-altering. Thousands are already experiencing relief from debt and sudden wealth. Don't wait, click the link in the description and comments before it's removed forever. The person you're about to meet is not an answer to your loneliness, they are a companion for your purpose. Their presence will not erase your past, but it will help you carry it with more grace. Together, you will not only share joy, but you will walk through life's storms with arms linked in faith. And when the winds rise, you will not be shaken, because you will be rooted together in the soil of God's love. You have waited long enough. And now, you are stepping into the beauty of a promise fulfilled. Not because you were strong enough, not because you did everything right, but because you never gave up. You kept your heart open when it would have been easier to close it. You kept loving when it would have been safer to build walls. And because of that, heaven is meeting you with something holy. The moment may come quietly, without fanfare or drama. It may look like any other day to those passing by. But to you, it will feel different. You will notice the calm in your chest, the warmth in your spirit, the stillness that fills the air when God's presence is near. That is how you will know. Not through signs that flash loudly, but through the peace that whispers, "This is it." There is nothing you need to do now but rest in your trust. Don't try to figure out the details. Don't rehearse your words. Don't fear what you cannot see. Just walk gently, stay grounded, and remain expectant. God has not brought you this far to leave you wondering. He finishes what He begins. And what He is finishing now is the final line of your waiting, and the first word of your becoming. This love will not be perfect, because no human love is. But it will be real. And real love, when blessed by God, is strong enough to heal, patient enough to grow, and kind enough to last. You will not have to fight for it. You will not have to prove your worth to it. You will only need to show up with your whole self, open, honest, and rooted in grace. Still, your soul knows. Amen.